Imagine it's fairly formal. It's maybe an event that Rufus is hosting. You can see what he looks like there. He's a gentleman of sophistication.
Good day, Rufus. I'm Joel, and I play lead guitar in Howling Bells.
Next.
Good day, Rufus. I'm Glenn, and I'm the drummer in Howling Bells.
Yeah, I'm Brendan.
Ooh, there he is. See, a little bit rock and roll. Really casual. Not going to play with the rules, is he?
Yeah. Check out the track marks.
I'm not saying anything at all.
Wow, she's not even.
There you go.
This is so
Juanita and I'm in Howling Bells.
Guys, I think it would be insane for us to talk when you are all set to play. So, what are you going to play for us first?
Into the Chaos.
Thank you. Sounds fantastic, guys. It really does. I'm listening here on the headphones, and it sounds tremendous because that sounds wonderful. It really does. And that was a single that was released recently.
Yeah,
is that right?
November 16th.
And it's from the new album,
It's from the new record, yeah.
which is called Radio Wars.
Yes.
Which is not out though until sort of early next year.
March.
March
early
next year. Is it
yeah.
all done and dusted?
It's all done, printed, packaged,
Sure.
nearly.
Will I be able to get a free copy?
You?
Yeah.
I will discuss it. and
Okay,
get
you don't
back
want to make
you.
any promises at this stage.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
It's difficult, you know.
Is it? I mean, from that, it sounds like you're sort of continuing in the style that you've already developed and that people have known and loved, or is there
Yeah.
radical departures on there?
I feel like there's somewhat of a departure. It's a lot of people who have heard it seem to reference colours a lot, which is interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
What
a lot more
sort of colours?
colourful than the first
I see,
record.
right.
Where I feel like the first one was a lot more dusty and kind of black and red.
Sepia colour.
Sepia, yeah, exactly.
So sepia, black,
And this
red,
one's a lot
dusty.
brighter.
This is a lot brighter. So maybe there's a yellow we could mention.
There's a lot of
Secondary
yellow.
colours we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to get an angle on that. Are you going to move through all of the colours?
The spectrum of the rainbow.
And then once you've exhausted colours, maybe for sort of the fourth album, you'll move on to other
Shapes.
things, onto shapes.
I'm very into shapes.
So I think we're all
Yeah.
looking forward to your rectangular album. I know that's
Yes.
that's going to
Yes.
that's going to be very exciting. Because it's always difficult, isn't it? About sort of I mean, do you have a problem with the way that kind of the music press and so on have to somehow label you in some way, whether you're a bit shoegazy or whatever? I mean, is that a problem?
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's very limited,
Of course.
and we're extraordinarily passionate and artistic human beings. So to limit you to one genre of music within an entire spectrum of,
Yeah.
you know, film, art, paintings, fashion, everything that we're interested in is kind of frustrating.
I can imagine, yeah. And so I think you're right with shapes, you know, because if
Yes.
the Howling Bells, they're kind of like a rhombus. It's sort of.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's sort of. I know it's more evocative. It's more interesting. Can I just? It's quite hard looking online and so on to sort of source information about you. So, is this a deliberate reason? Do you try and keep yourself a little bit more mysterious? All I can seem to ascertain is that you formed in Sydney and then you came to England. And are you all based over here now, or do you?
We're all based over here now, yeah.
Right. And is there anything else about you that we should know?
We like
What
shapes.
did Elvis say?
Peanut butter sandwich.
Money more or something like that.
I don't know. There's a lot about us. We can go out for dinner after and
Okay,
talk
great.
about it.
Okay, great. But I mean, kind of key points.
Well, we wrote the first record in Australia. It kind of was a culmination of lots of years of writing, and this one was a really great collaboration between everyone in the band, and a lot of it was written in London and on tour around Europe and America and everything.
And is that how you tend to work? Is it you all get together and you just kind of you jam away?
It's different every time. I mean, yeah, it's just completely different. Nothing's planned, really.
Yeah. I'm always fascinated by the recording and writing process because I don't really understand how musicians
So
operate.
am I. I don't.
Yeah, sure.
To be 100% honest, it's just, it's the most. It's you know, I was gonna say it's like British weather, unpredictable, but you know what it's gonna be like every day. So.
Oh, here he is, Australian. Slamming the weather.
No, it's completely unpredictable.
Yeah. We have a couple of questions that we like to throw at everyone who comes in, just because they're sort of generic questions, a bit like the program Inside the Actors Studio. If you've ever seen that, and it just allows us to kind of crawl inside your heads a little bit. So I'll tell you what, we'll hear another song if that's okay, and then we'll just throw some of these at you. Which one's this one going to be?
This is called Treasure Hunt.
Treasure Hunt, great. Come on, round of applause. Treasure Hunt, performed live by Howling Bells at Six Music in the Hub, and both tracks from the album Radio Wars,
Yes.
released we think March next year. Maybe a free copy in the post. We're not sure yet. No one
We're
wants to
still
make any promises.
considering it.
Still wants to consider. That's fair enough. Yes, so as I say, we were just going to quickly throw some of these questions at you. They're generic, they're the same every time. And feel free to just jump in with an answer, whoever feels, they've got a response. But bear in mind, you're kind of speaking on behalf of the band, not so much yourself, so be careful, because this could cause some division. I believe this is how the Beatles split up. This is the reason Yoko Ono came in, she had a series of amusing questions, John and Paul, it was chaos.
We're
so be
careful.
careful. Okay, so firstly, what would the Howling Bells, what would Howling Bells ban?
What would they?
What would they ban?
Oh, ban?
Dan?
Ban, what would they ban if they could ban anything?
This record's all about embracing everything. I don't think we could ban anything.
Oh, come on, there must be something.
I would ban banning.
What? You wouldn't even ban, say, paedophiles?
Oh, well,
I guess they're already banned. They're already banned. You don't need to ban them. They're already banned. There must be something that you're a bit negative towards.
no, fur at our shows. No animal fur or pedophiles.
Okay.
Banned. It's out.
They're out.
Especially
It's a no-no.
pedophiles wearing mink.
Wearing mink. They are the
That's an
worst, aren't
absolute
they?
no-no. Yeah.
Aren't they the
Terrible.
worst, though?
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a goodie for
I had
learning
a real
wearing
gripe
mink.
about it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, and it's good. I hope you can enforce that.
Yeah.
You should be able to spot them.
We'll get onto it.
They should, because they're fairly shifty looking anyway, and then you've really got the fur coat as well. Good luck on that one. Okay, if you could jump into any film and live the life depicted in that film,
Patrick Swayze, Dirty Dancing.
it's interesting. I think we've had that before, haven't we? I think that's
I
quite.
saw it 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I want to be Patrick Swayze from Dirty
I didn't even need to finish the question. You went straight there with Swayze.
Dancing. No, I was waiting for that question.
What would the band like to apologise for? Okay, maybe there's something that you need to get off your chests, guys.
Ozzy's at the walkabout.
Yes. Yes, thank you. At long last, one of you has had the good grace to say it.
I'm very sorry.
Do you mean serving behind or just hanging out in?
I can't do anymore. Sorry, that's it. Yeah. I've done enough damage now.
There'll be a riot outside.
There is, isn't there? Oh, well, that's great. Well, it's nice to see that you finally owned up to that. It suggests that you're all growing up a bit, which is lovely. And finally, what wakes the band up in a cold sweat? What keeps you up at night? A bit jittery, a bit nervous?
Bad tour bus drivers.
Really? Have you had some scary run-ins?
You always do, yeah.
Really?
Very scary.
Yeah.
And why is that? Is that because they are sort of lack of sleep?
They're usually crazy, crazy men. Like,
Sure.
Actually, no, say that again. The crazy cokeheads.
Yeah,
We apologise.
yeah, we didn't really want to say that, but
Sure,
yeah, they're
sure.
usually crazy.
Right,
Mental
right.
people.
Okay,
Soft
good.
drinks on the
It's
road.
horrible because when you're on the back of a bus, I'm sure you probably know this already, but one tilt or one tiny jerk
Bump in
of
the road.
the front of the bus and the whole back of the bus just swings.
Of course it does. Yeah, yeah,
Fishtail.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
unbelievable. And so if you've got a relatively bad bus driver, you can wake up with concussion easily.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
amazing. That's why there's padding all over buses.
I've never actually been inside this is a terrible admission, a kind of rock and roll tour bus. So you can sleep in there presumably, and there's all kinds of stuff.
You can try.
But is there beds, or is it just like a school bus
There's
where you're
beds.
just everyone rushes to try and get on the back seat,
Depends how
showing
much
their
money you
arse
got.
to cars
It
behind?
depends who you're touring with, really.
Sure, yeah.
But, yeah.
We just got off a 3-week tour and I probably slept on average like 2 or 3 hours a night.
And is there a big movie that you always screen? Because I know a lot of bands have like a movie, like a DVD that they always stick on that's sort of keeping them entertained at the moment.
Walk hard.
Walk Hard, the Jimmy Cox story.
That keeps us alive.
Okay,
John
good.
Cena, yeah, that's a good.
Good. Well, thank you very much indeed, guys. I really appreciate you coming in. It sounded fantastic, and
you for
we're looking
having
forward to
us.
the album enormously. And I'm sure we'll be playing some tracks from it. If we can get a free copy, we do not pay for anything anymore. At Six Music. Let's have a big round of applause for Howling Bells. Oh, Harry, you were a massive fan of the Young Ones back in the day, weren't you?
Yeah, huge.
Do you remember when they performed that?
Yeah.
On the show?
Priceless.
It was. Did it go on that long?
I don't think it did. I think they cut it. But they re-released all the Young Ones on DVD, but cut out all the musical
That's a shame.
instruments, which is really
Because they were a nice little sort of snapshot of the music from that period, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's obviously Whip Rig and Panic, who Sammy's looking at me perplexed. Maybe if I said that it was fronted by Andrea Oliver, you'd be interested.
Yeah, Steve.
You know who Andrea Oliver is? Mother of Nikita Oliver? From your generation. And also, there was a young lady in that band named Nina Cherry.
Oh.
Maybe you've heard of her as well, but yes, of course, they were sort of kind of curious hybrid of sort of post-punk and funk and jazz and stuff, and weren't around for very long, but had some cracking tunes, including that one, You're My Kind of Climate, which, as we say, was in an episode of The Young Ones and released in about 1982, and you can find it on a really good little compilation that they just put out called Methods of Dance, which brings together lots of sort of that weird little sort of 80s club tracks that were kind of after punk and before all the other stuff. So yeah, worth checking out. Steve Show 6 Music, thanks again to the Howling Bells, absolutely fantastic, sounded tremendous, I thought. And they just mentioned they might be, well, hopefully they'll be touring next year, so no dates yet, but I'm sure we'll let you know when we get some. And yes, and the new album, as I say, is out in March. So good. We'll be back to delving into our British movie starring myself and my glasses after we've heard a couple more tunes. After this, Pete and the Pirates.
BBC Six Music.
Downloadable from December 15th and then released in the new year. That's Pete and the Pirates and Jennifer.
BBC Six Music.
UK/Six Music.
Paul Weller and Adele collaborating on a version of Chasing Pavements that was recorded in Maida Vale for Six Music. We'll be playing a bit later on in the show, but we were talking before Howling Bells came in about a possible British movie reviving the classic spirit of 70s Brit flick. And obviously myself and my glasses will be featured, a myriad of a smorgasbord of British stars will feature in it, and we've had some great suggestions, apparently, I've not heard them yet, from the listener as to possible plots. We've been struggling with the plot.
Yeah, it's just an astonishing email from Joe in London. Norman Crabcock, Stephen Merchant,
Thank you.
is a janitor in a Wellington boot factory. He spends his lonely nights doing his own scientific research in the company's labs.
Perfect.
Because the proper scientists are all horrible posh blokes, possible role for Rufus,
Hey!
who won't let him work in the lab because he's a commoner. One night he discovers a secret formula which lets him become invisible, which he uses to spy on naked ladies and play pranks on his horrible co-workers, until one night he discovers the factory is actually in financial trouble. Maybe there's a bit part for me as a pen pusher. I don't know. And the American owner, Larry Hagman, is coming over to inspect the business.
Great.
Norman is forced to use the power of invisibility to help save the business, working together with the managing director's sexy secretary,
Sammy, surely.
who he's never had the courage to talk to, but has discovered his secret power of his invisibility, possibly starring Olive from On the Buses as Steve's mother, Fanny Crabcock. I mean, Joe in London, that's an astonishing...
That's tremendous, and I believe that came in before Howling Bells arrived. So, I mean, within the space of 3 minutes, that whole premise was put together. Who was it about?
Joe.
Well, I have to say, Joe, I don't know if you're a male or a female, but you have done some tremendous work there. I love it. I'm trying to think of names that Rufus, as one of the professorial cads, could be. Maybe Lord Posho Chuffington. Something like
Chuffington Smythe.
Chuffington Smythe. You're certainly going to mean it, Sammy. What is your character name?
I think maybe she's plain. Maybe that's the attraction.
Yeah, sometimes it's a kind of Claire Francis, or, you know, kind of like plain Jane from Neighbours.
Sure.
Once she takes the glasses off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She just looks the same without glasses? Yeah, sure. Any more?
Another concept here from friend of the show, Dr. Tim. The head of a traditional dairy company, played by Windsor Davies, is worried that the milkmen of Britain are becoming too unfit to properly deliver to the bored housewives of the suburbs. Leading enough, threatening the business. So he hires an evil scientist genius, Robin Asquith, to produce a cloned army of milkmen who have designed to be very well stocked. At first, the housewives are delighted, but things start to go wrong when the babies start to be born with udder fixations, and all being born looking like the unwitting donor of the original sperm, fairy farmer, I think that may be, fairy farmer, Dick Seed Sower, Stephen Merchant.
Not bad at all.
I should mention that was a text as well. So, you know, Dr. Tim is raising the bar there. I don't just think you can email
That
with
must
this
have
stuff.
cost about 36p.
We've got a question here. It's on the subject of 70s films.